to find me shining like the sun, smiling heaven's sun, feeling like a number.
BBC Radio Shropshire, proud to be part of your county. ABBA, that's Super Trooper, 21 minutes to 11. Proud to be part of your county because it's got some pretty amazing people in it who build some pretty amazing things. As we've been hearing, we heard from Tony Lawrence, who was on the first series of The House That 100K Built. Series 2 starts tonight on BBC 2 at 9 o'clock. But it's not just houses that people build. It's not just houses that people are building for themselves here in Shropshire. Will Wilde is with me in the studio. Will, thank you so much for coming in.
I do, no problem.
This morning, Will Wilde builds custom guitars. How did you get started?
I'll probably say about 2005, I wanted a nice guitar for myself to learn on.
Right.
And I didn't have enough money, but I did have power tools and, and lots of wood, so
right.
There we go.
Mentally, you sitting there with wood, power tools. What can I do? Yes, I know. Guitar. But these guitars, they're tricky things to make, aren't they?
Electric ones aren't too bad. As long as you get like the fret positioning right, you're pretty much there, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what did your first one turn out like?
It was made out of an old cabinet and an old table, I think, and it was just brown. I didn't refinish it, so you get those old sort of dark wood furniture that you see in charity shops everywhere. It was basically that in guitar form.
Right. Did you base it on a pre-existing guitar design, or did you come up with one of your own?
Oh no, I came up with one of my own, which... you can't really describe the shape, but it was interesting.
So that was your first one. Then what? Where you thought, this just turned out all right, I'll make another one.
Someone offered me money for the first one I made.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
fantastic.
There you go, take it. And I built another one, and there you go, really. Same thing happened, so...
So how do you work now? Do you build them to order, or do you just build what comes into your head, or what?
Yeah, I've got a couple of commissions at the moment. One is actually... made on a frying pan, made out of a frying pan.
Made out of a frying pan?
A frying pan, yeah.
Right. How do you make a guitar out of a frying pan?
Put a bit of wood inside it and then clamp the neck to it.
Fair enough. Did someone come along to you with a frying pan and say, turn this into a guitar, or were you just challenged to come up with the weirdest idea you could come up with?
Well, with that one, someone saw a previous frying pan guitar I did.
Right. Fair enough.
Because I've done it before.
There's a theme here. Yeah.
And, so can you make me one but in tenor form? A tenor guitar is like a shorter scale, and then it usually has 4 strings.
Right, yeah.
So can you make me a tenor version of that? So, so I did. Yeah, I would have brought that one in, but it's still in bits at the moment. So
okay, it's not quite finished.
No,
but this, on the other hand, you have brought in one which is truly remarkable. Okay, now it's radio, so describing it is difficult. So showing it is difficult, but you're going to have to describe it. Talk me through this. I suppose the preeminent thing that we can't not discuss is the fact that it is covered in purple fur.
Yeah.
This came about why?
Years ago I saw on eBay a haberdashery was having sort of closing down sale, and it was just a bag of scraps, free delivery.
Right.
And it was something like £2. So it was, okay, cool, put a bid in for like, £2.50, and I won it. And it just had fur in it, and I've got guitars, so may as well combine the two.
ZZ Top did have fur-covered guitars.
Yeah.
Was that part of the inspiration here, or was that just I've got this Scots fur?
It was just just glue it onto albums.
And what is it glued onto? What's underneath the fur?
It's reclaimed roof timber. I think it's probably C16 rated cedar, so it's stuff you buy at DIY stores,
right?
Basically, so
because guitar people get very anoreky about tone woods and what woods sound best and everything. I get the feeling this is not an avenue that you're kind of bothered about pursuing.
Not really, because I think the pickup's a thing that sort of transmute the sound from the strings through an amplifier. It has a lot more effect than the wood a guitar's made out of, to be fair.
And apart from that, it's just like getting parts and bolting them on. Isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, that guitar actually, I usually make my own pickups as well, but those pickups are sort of surplus ones.
Right.
That lipstick one is actually kind of it's like a you'll know what I mean, a Stratocaster size one, rather than being a Dan Electro size one. And the bridge is a vintage Schecter from 1987.
So that's good. This has come off a really pointy guitar.
Yeah, it was before Schecter actually made guitars, and they were just making pickups.
Oh, they were just making parts. Oh, right, I see. So it's not gone from pointy to furry. It's gone straight to furry. Then, as you say, the difficult bit is getting the frets right. Yeah. And it looks like. Well, I'm sure you bought in the fretboard, but did you carve the neck yourself?
Yeah, it's not as hard as you'd think, to be honest. As long as you've got sort of templates and like a router, you can sort of do it yourself, really. I mean, that was shaped with a router and rasp sandpaper and a spoke shape, really. So.
And you started off, you built your first guitar because you wanted to learn to play.
Yeah. Since
then, you appear to have been doing nothing but building guitars. Have you got around to learning to play yet?
I can probably play Paranoid and my tongue hanging out very, very slowly.
Right. Okay. So most of the time it's gone into building things. You get someone else to test them.
Pretty much.
What's at the back of your mind? Something that you would love to make a guitar out of, or a guitar that you would love to build.
Ooh.
Or are you just waiting for the right chunk of wood or whatever to come along?
I don't know. That's a really good question, actually. I don't know if you've seen the transparent guitars you can get that are like acrylic.
Yeah, plexiglass. Yes.
Plexiglass, yeah. I would like something like that, but in a completely ludicrous shape that you couldn't play. Just to mount on the wall.
Right. Fair enough.
Factory full of LEDs so it lights up when you walk past. So
you see, you're just waiting for glam rock to come back. Really, you're going to be beating them off with a stick when glam rock comes back. Well, it's been fascinating meeting you. Thank you very much for bringing in the Furcaster. I suppose.
That's as good a name as any.
Let's play something that if Will could play it, he'd probably play on it. Will, thank you very much. This is Rainbow.